Join us on this episode of Aggie News to get more on a historical disaster that has shaken a city to its core.
Also, how one mayor responds to backlash from a statement made after an incident involving a cargo ship and a bridge.
And a chemical change to a product that may lead people to eat less chicken. Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Aggie News. I'm Daisy Williams.
And I'm Caitlin Parker. An earthquake killing 9 people and stranding thousands tossed Taiwan Wednesday morning. The strongest earthquake in Taiwan in 25 years left 9 dead and thousands injured as search and rescue squads clear rubble. The 7.4 magnitude earthquake hit just before 8 a.m. Authorities expected a mild earthquake, therefore they did not send out any alerts. The quake and aftershocks caused many landslides and damaged roads, bridges, and tunnels. Taiwan has a history of strong earthquakes. The earthquake was felt in Shanghai and provinces along China's southeastern coast, according to Chinese media.
The morning of March 26, the National Transportation Safety Board responded to a bridge collapse caused by a cargo ship. The 984-foot ship crashed on the east coast of Baltimore, leaving 6 construction workers unfound. In response to the accident, Mayor Brandon Scott expressed his concerns for the people involved in the crash.
I am focused on the total impact on humans, right? And that begins with the loss of life. That then goes to what's going to happen for those families, and then the economic.
After doing so, he received backlash, specifically being called a DEI mayor. Mayor Scott emphasizes that this will be a long road for Baltimore as he continues to show support to families and commerce during this time. This week with Pride, People, and Politics, here you will find an understandable breakdown of local, national, and international political news for students with political reporter Kayla Collier.
In a time when politics has become a sensitive topic, affairs of state encompass our homes, communities, and relationships. As students, we have the ability to shape election outcomes and condition the future of an informed democracy. Furthermore, as student journalists, we strive to bring you the real facts with evidence, crafting news stories to serve the public interest. This is Pride, People, and Politics. That's right, Daisy. Starting with Trump trying to make bond, Donald Trump's legal team and the New York Attorney General's office are working hard to meet the deadline to secure bond for the multi-million-dollar civil fraud judgment against him. Trump personally owes over $454 million stemming from the ruling made by the Judge Arthur Egron back in February. The figure balloons up to $463.9 million when including the money owed from his sons, Eric and Donald Jr., the Trump Organization, and the interest that was accrued as of the date of the ruling. Here's what he had to say about the case.
Thank you very much. Judge Engoron has done a terrible disservice to the state of New York. What he's done is terrible. Businesses are fleeing, and you see that. We just released a statement on Truth. Businesses are fleeing and crime is flourishing all over the state, and what he's done is such a disservice and should never be allowed to happen again. New York State is being battered by his decision. So I greatly respect the decision of the appellate division, and I'll post either $175 million in cash or bonds or security or whatever is necessary very quickly within the 10 days. And I thank the appellate division for acting quickly. But Judge Engoron is a disgrace to this country, and this should not be allowed to happen. Thank you very much. Would you accept for?
From one case to another, Fulton County DA Fonnie Willis says the train is coming for Trump and his co-defendants as she plans to forge ahead with a criminal case in effort to put Trump on trial before the presidential election. More to come on that. Former New York Representative George Santos announced Friday that he was leaving the Republican Party and will continue his congressional comeback bid as an independent. Santos, who faces a slew of federal charges and was expelled from the House last year, attacked the GOP in a social media post. He pledged to take ultra-MAGA Trump-supporting values to the ballot in November as an independent. For more political coverage, check out Pride, People, and Politics playlist via YouTube. I'm Kayla Collier. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Kayla. As budget cuts are on the rise for public HBCUs, Georgia State, unfortunately, remains no different. Georgia State is discontinuing its prison education program as challenges rise with federal Pell Grants, a $24 million budget shortfall, and administrative complications.
Around 60 students are impacted by this decision. Georgia State stated that the college was having trouble providing services for students who were jailed and fulfilling the standards for Pell Grant applications despite previous funding successes.
With the announcement of HBCUs being $12.6 billion underfunded, the budget cuts don't seem to come as much of a surprise to many.
As a campus favorite, Chick-fil-A is changing their food policies. Students may want to know what they are eating.
More on how this change may affect students and chain restaurants across the country right here.
Last month, Chick-fil-A revealed a decision to reverse their no antibiotics ever policy, starting this spring across all of its restaurants. The new procedure calls for the use of no antibiotics important to human medicine, or NAIHM.
I want to eat just like mainly the sides, the fries, and mac and cheese, stuff like that, but other than chicken now.
As one of the few restaurants here on campus, the fast food chain is known for its quality ingredients.
I used to go a lot, like probably a couple times a week. I try to get it down to like once a week or once every 2 weeks now.
Some consumers worry about antibiotics in food production and its impact on public health. Experts warn that it heightens antibiotic resistance, potentially leading to lethal illnesses in humans who consume them.
This change comes after years of supply chain issues aimed at meeting consumer demands. Chick-fil-A assures its customers that it will keep on serving the same high-quality chicken it has been. For Aggie News, I'm Michaela Mayon.
Abstinent Adolescents, a prominent organization on campus, hosted a unique event titled Advocating for Abstinence Monday night. The event brought together abstinent advocates, students, and health experts to engage in a dialogue about the intersectionality of science, scripture, and abstinence.
Abstinence, plainly put, is the practice of restraining oneself from indulging in something.
Prominent youth pastor Dustin actually emphasized the importance of aligning scientific knowledge with biblical teachings, particularly when practicing an abstinent lifestyle in college.
Even brought in some philosophers who agree with having sexual relations within the sanctity of marriage, but then at the end brought it back to, why.
Many adults face challenges in a culture that often glorifies sexual activity. Students saw the importance of this journey and their values.
We're not getting into marriage just so that we can have sex, right? We're having marriage so that we can therefore reflect Christ and that we can be perfect just like our Father is perfect in heaven.
Abstinence Adolescents hosts educational events every Monday at 7 p.m. Daisy Williams, Aggie News.
An introduction to some of A&T's newest leaders.
And what's happening in sports with Jaden Willis after this.
Today, it feels like we're all just coming apart. The strain on us is very real. But so too is our strength. Led by the love of these cities, the triad, our home. Together, we are finding solutions to problems we all share. You've joined in the activism to save lives and feed the hungry. Honored and thanked veterans, saluted local heroes, and celebrated diversity, inclusion, and the spirit of excellence. You've elevated women and shined a light on those who the world doesn't often see. You are the thread that holds us together, helping to craft a better tomorrow. And for 70 years, this is where you've stayed connected. WXII 12.
Welcome back from the break. The student government elections are officially over, and students have now elected the new Mr. and Miss A&T, along with the new SGA president.
Kylie Rice has won the title for next year's SGA president, with her campaign theme being The Game of Life with Rice. Some of her missions included providing transparency with the student body, providing daily voter registration opportunities, and publishing public meeting notes after executive board meetings.
And through an Instagram post, Rice later expressed her gratitude to the student body. Congratulations to all of the newly elected student government.
I'm sure the students are excited to see what's in store with the new SGA administration. Congratulations and good luck to you all.
Here is Jaden Willis with more on how one of North Carolina's own made it to the Final Four basketball tournament.
For the first time since 1983, the NC State Wolfpack is headed to the Final Four of the NCAA Men's March Madness basketball tournament. The Wolfpack defeated in-state rival 4-seeded Duke 76-64 this past Sunday. This marked the Wolfpack's 9th straight win, becoming only the 7th double-digit seed in history to make the Final Four, as well as NC State's 4th time making it. Forward DJ Burns and the NC State Wolfpack will take on number 1 seeded Purdue Saturday, April 6th in Glendale, Arizona for a chance to play in the national championship game. Let's make sure to get behind the North Carolina's own Wolfpack this coming weekend. Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver and Super Bowl champion Rashid Rice has allegedly caused a major accident involving multiple vehicles that occurred Saturday, March 30th in Dallas. The crash occurred while a Corvette and Lamborghini were racing in the far left lane of a street, and both drivers lost control of their vehicles. A video was later released showing Rice and others fleeing the scene without providing any information or checking if anyone involved needed medical attention. Chiefs President Mark Donovan told KCMO Talk Radio that the organization is currently gathering information on the incident and will make a subsequent decision. Rice just came off his rookie season with the Chiefs, catching 79 passes for 938 yards and 7 touchdowns after being drafted in the second round of last year's NFL draft. One of the most successful seasons of Aggie women's basketball has come to an end after the Lady Aggies lost last Friday to the Troy University Trojans 89-75. Lady Aggies finished the season with 22 wins, tying a program record. I spoke with senior guard Malia Bracone about the Lady Aggies season.
What contributed most was our buy-in from everybody, just being able to put days in a row, put practices in a row, and buy into our scout and defending people, and as well just offensively knowing what we need to do in order to win and stuff.
The Lady Aggies finished 4th in the CAA conference this season. In the postseason, the Lady Aggies played their best basketball of the season, winning 4 postseason games and making it to the Super 16 in the WNIT tournament for just the second time in program history. After an electrifying season, there is much to look forward to for the next season of Aggie women's basketball. The North Carolina A&T softball team lost to the UNCG Spartans on Wednesday, April 3rd. 4-1 senior pitcher Kayla Douglas had an amazing showing on Wednesday, allowing 1 earned run through 6 innings of work against a powerful Spartans lineup. The Aggies will go into the final inning of the game tied with the Spartans, but the UNCG lineup would explode in the final inning, putting up 3 runs to win the game after the Lady Aggies failed to tie or win the game in the bottom of the final inning. The softball team hopes to get back in the winning column this weekend as they travel to Hofstra University for a 3-game series. The A&T men's baseball team suffered their first season sweep of the season to the University of North Carolina Wilmington. UNCW used multiple home runs in an unfortunately long 6th inning to energize its offense in a 14-6 win against the Aggies. The Aggies moved to 17-10 on the season and 2-4 in the CAA conference. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will make his return to the wrestling ring for the first time since 2016. The Rock will be involved in a tag team match on night 1 of WrestleMania with his cousin Roman Reigns against Royal Rumble winner Cody Rhodes and World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. The Rock was featured in a new commercial for WrestleMania 40, showcasing the matchup between the two teams. Grammy-nominated rapper Meek Mill also made a special appearance in the commercial, teasing a special appearance at WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia. WrestleMania 40 takes place this weekend, Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th. After this short break, find out about an A&T alum that put together an art exhibition for school, but to him had a shockingly great turnout. Also, how one lady is expecting a twice-in-a-lifetime scientific birthday gift this coming week.
I'm Sarah Sider in Minneapolis. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta in New York City. I'm Kyon Law in Salt Lake City. I'm Miguel Marquez in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. I'm Adrienne Broadus in Chicago. I'm Omar Jimenez in Minneapolis.
This is the screen where where it happens, the moments that can change the world.
These are the faces we see, the voices we empower.
Who's on the screen and who's behind it.
This is the work that continues, who we are today and what we can become.
This is where our curiosity can lead us when inclusion matters.
This is why more perspectives make us stronger and how our mission can inspire tomorrow.
This is journalism that reflects the world we live in.
Thanks for joining me after the break. I'm Jordan Howard with Entertainment Today. Raleigh's Dreamville Festival is coming up this weekend with numerous musicians, including SZA, J. Cole, Nicki Minaj, and many more. Last year's festival brought in over 100,000 festival goers from all around the world. Recently, it was announced that Chris Brown will no longer be performing due to unforeseen circumstances. However, 50 Cent has been added to that lineup. Just days away from the start of the massive Dreamville Festival in Raleigh, organizers say rap star 50 Cent will now be a co-headliner. The change came Monday as Dreamville announced rapper Huncho will also appear with 50 Cent and replacing Brown and Money Long. The Dreamville Festival takes place this weekend, April 6th through the 7th.
I am thrilled to be here tonight to honor a true visionary. She's the most awarded person in Grammy history. She's had chart-topping hits in 4 different decades and 7 albums that debuted at #1. She is Beyoncé.
On Monday, the iHeart Music Radio Awards awarded Beyoncé with the Innovator Award. After the award presentation from honorary Stevie Wonder, she presented her speech. She went in depth explaining what being an innovator means to her.
Beyoncé!
Innovation starts with a dream, but then you have to execute that dream, and that road can be very bumpy. Being an innovator is seeing what everyone believes is impossible. Being an innovator often means being criticized, which often will test your mental strength. Being an innovator is leaning on faith and trusting.
She ended the speech by thanking her family and praising the numerous innovators who inspired and came before her. On Wednesday, the Beta Epsilon chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated hosted and crowned their new royal court.
On Wednesday, April 3rd, the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity held a pageant at Harrison Auditorium where they crowned the next member of the Beta Epsilon Royal Court.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the annual Miss Old Gold and Black Scholarship Pageant.
In celebration of Alpha Week, 14 upstanding ladies participated in the Miss Old, Gold, and Black pageant hosted by the Beta Epsilon chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity on Wednesday. They were given the opportunity to showcase their talent, poise, and communication skills to A&T students in a panel of judges that held the power of crowning the newest member of the Beta Epsilon Royal Court. Not only was this a night of entertainment and excitement, but also held importance as the winner of the pageant will move on to the next level and compete within the Association of North Carolina Alpha Men.
It gives a whole new group of leadership onto the campus, right? Sure. These girls get a chance to lead through the Beta Epsilon chapter now with new amazing service initiatives and all of the above, and they get a chance to show how well they exceed in the classroom, outside the classroom, how they work with others, and all of the above.
It's a really significant moment for me. Like, me and all my 13 pageant sisters worked really hard for this, so I'm really humbled for this moment.
This is Nobia Baybre, Aggie News.
A fine arts prodigy, A&T alum Carrington Gardner, is currently studying to receive a master's in fine arts. He has set the bar high as he prepares to graduate. This past weekend, Gardner hosted a thesis exhibition downtown Greensboro. From never having an art practice before, this is what he hoped viewers were able to walk away with from his exhibit.
One, I hope they had fun because I put a lot of fun and like excitement in the actual work. And I hope it kind of leads people to ask more questions because I feel like I've been asking myself questions just about life, myself, throughout this whole process, and just kind of understanding my place, if that makes sense, and understanding that life isn't just a mirrored object. It's two sides. It's very nuanced and has many different things that can happen or be involved.
Gardner will be participating in an artist talk on May 2nd at the Weatherspoon from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Check out more of his work at 803_artistry on Instagram. The countdown begins for the total solar eclipse that will be seen over several cities in the United States come April 8th. But a northern New York woman is gearing up for what she calls a momentous occasion in more ways than one. Benny Nazar with CNN has her story.
She does pretty good.
Dot Pelkey is originally from Altona and used to be a Georgia Pacific employee in Plattsburgh, but for the last 11 years, she's been a retired resident at Watson Memorial Senior Housing in Moores, and at 101 years old, she's still very active, going on daily walks and socializing with her fellow neighbors.
I get along with all of them. I can tell them all sometimes, but I get along with them. I think. Yeah, I love them all. They're all so good to me.
Dot will be celebrating her 102nd birthday on April 8th, the same day as the total solar eclipse, and she can hardly wait.
I'm anxious. That's why I want to live to see it. I didn't want to live to my birthday. I wanted to live to see this. And I guess I'll make it. It's not too far away.
But it won't be her first time experiencing the phenomenon. She remembers the last time something like this happened back in 1932.
It wasn't a complete. This is going to be a complete one. The other had a little bit. I wasn't very old, so. But I remember talking about it more than anything.
And everyone at the retirement home is thrilled for the eclipse and her birthday to coincide.
It's especially important for somebody who's going to be turning 102 on that day, you know, so it just seems very symbolic of the times.
No. And Dot is determined to see it.
It's one thing of a lifetime. You know, you don't see that very often, so I'm trying to be here to see it.
It's great to see that she still has so much joy and something to really look forward to on her birthday. With everyone taking a look into the skies early next week, after this short break, catch our meteorologist Dana Wilson with what we can expect in our forecast.
I'm Sarah Seidner in Minneapolis. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta in New York.
I'm Kyoung Wah in Salt Lake City.
I'm Miguel Marquez in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota.
I'm Adrienne Broadus in Chicago.
I'm Omar Jimenez in Minneapolis. This is the screen where it happens. The moments that can change the world.
These are the faces we see, the voices we empower.
Who's on the screen and who's behind it.
This is the work that continues, who we are today and what we can become.
This is where our curiosity can lead us when inclusion matters.
This is why more perspectives make us stronger and how our mission can inspire tomorrow.
This is journalism that reflects the world we live in.
I'm meteorologist Dana Wilson here, back with yet another weather report, and temperatures don't change much from Thursday. However, we will have a pretty sunny day to appreciate today. Highs return to the high 50s. Following the cold front that swept across the northeast, you may see a bit of rain. 58 today with feels of 56, tonight's low at 37. High pressure keeps our skies pretty bright throughout the end of the week into the weekend, which is perfect for the evening highs, yet not entirely ideal for short-term lows. Temps are to warm to lower 60s Saturday and ascend up to the upper 60s Sunday, with lows ringing in around 44 on Sunday. As the new work week starts, temperatures will recuperate pretty pleasantly. We will have highs in the 70s Monday, similar to what we saw last week, 76 on Tuesday and 74 on Wednesday. Showers do become a chance on Tuesday night and will probably happen on Wednesday. So make sure to pack that umbrella in mid next week. Back to the desk with more news to know.
Thanks, Dana. This Monday, students will receive a University Wellness Day. There will be numerous things you can do to relax and take your mind off of school. The Ujima administration is collaborating with the Earth Environmental Science Club and presenting a tour at the A&T farm.
The tour will occur from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., and you must sign up on 1891 Connect, as there will be food and transportation included. From 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Truist Stadium, the Student Health Center will be having a giveaway, wellness vendors, and free food, and interactive activities. So stay connected with Aggie News by following us on Instagram at NCAT Student News. I'm Daisy Williams.
And I'm Caitlin Parker. See you all next week for the next edition of Aggie News. Have a great weekend and enjoy your Wellness Day, Aggies.